Welcome to Conversations with Jen and Mel. This show is about real life with real people, having real conversations, from better health to mental health and more. Let's check out the conversation right now with your host, Jen and Mel.
On today's episode of Conversations with Jen and Mel, we are talking about should marriage be work?
You better work the work that pays you.
Work the work that pays you. So, in other words, yes.
Yes.
It is work. 100%.
Yes.
Without a shadow of a doubt, it's work.
It's work.
It's work. It is rewarding, and it is peaceful, and it is fun.
And it is work.
If you're doing it right. And it is work.
And it is work. You got to be intentional about being married.
Yes.
I got to consider somebody else all the time.
All the time.
That's work, right?
It is.
But I love it. I love it.
You're like, I love it.
I love it. I love it. Love it. I love it.
So why do people say that, though, when you hear that? Why do people say it's so much work?
Because two grown folks becoming one, that's a miracle. That's a miracle.
Divine intervention.
Two grown folks becoming one. Is it work? Yeah, I gotta die to me daily. I heard someone say people don't go up to the altar just to get married. They go up to the altar to die. We go to get slaughtered. Like,
right.
Part of me got to die.
Yes.
Yes.
Part of the altar is a sacrifice.
It's a sacrifice.
So that's work.
Marriage is work. So it's a conscious work, dying daily. It's a conscious work, because as women, we always right. We always right. As women, how many women out there always right? Because I know I am. I'm always right.
99.999% of the time.
99.999%. See, we got even statistics to support the fact that we doggone right. And
yes.
so
yes.
So we right. But see, now we gotta act like we died.
And that is work.
It's work. We gotta let it go.
Yes. That is work.
That's dumb as hell what you just did.
That is work, not to say that that's what you're thinking. To say, what the hell?
I know. Didn't I just tell you what to do and how to fix that? But because it came from me. Because I'm the wife.
Yes. So you can't say it.
You can't say it.
Keep that to yourself.
Keep it to yourself.
That's work.
That's work. Yeah. But then you hear their friend give them the same advice.
And you are saying,
and
I told you that 3 weeks ago.
That's work.
And then you want to say, you big dummy, but you listen to this ding dong. You won't listen to me, but you
listen to work. That's work.
Work.
And not only that, hold on, okay. So how about the whole analogy, start out like you can hold out. When you first start dating, you excited. You want to look your best, feel your best. You got your little perfume on, go pull out the good hair. Not the bad hair. you pull out the good hair. You got your makeup on, you got your lashes on, you flawless. And then, that's still work. Like, wait a minute, because now you gotta still act like your representative, even though you ready to just settle in. Like, like, dang, I want to snatch this hair off. I'm gonna take these lashes off, cleaning this face every night. Because I got frizzy curly hair. I'm sorry. My genetics said that I've got straight hair, wavy hair, curly hair, and a nappy patch about that big. And so my hair is confused. So instead of me taming my hair, it's frizzy. So when I take this hair off, even when it start off straight, when it's over, it's frizzy. And so I had to get up the courage to go to bed with my...
You are hilarious.
Because it started out pretty. But you ever seen a little baby when the baby go to bed and you brush the little baby's hair up and the baby's hair just look all cute, and then by the end of the night when the baby wake up it look like cotton? That's my hair. It looks like fake cotton.
Hilarious.
So it took me a little courage in order for, because it's work. But then I still have to remind myself, okay, well, I understand that he's comfortable with you and your looks are important, but not that important. But I have to remind myself, wait a minute, but who did he marry? Who did he first see? Then I have to say, okay, well, let me give him what he first saw because that's who he fell for. So let me remind him of what he got.
Let him know.
That's work.
That is work.
That's
and
work.
Also, your vulnerabilities are going to be exposed in your marriage.
Oh, I can't even hide. I can't even hide.
And that's a lot of work to be able to work through that, to not throw in the towel or say you I'm taking my pieces and go back to my mama's house. Right?
Listen, that's real because it's work. And so I come across as being every woman. Like, but see, I had told my husband and gave him a disclaimer. I said, baby, me and my housekeeper go together. And so when he met me, I was living at 1300 East Lafayette in my condo, and it was just me and my housekeeper. We still went together.
Mm-hmm.
And so when we first got married, I used to have my housekeeper, and at first I had my old housekeeper travel 3 hours to come.
Wow.
And then I found me somebody that was willing to take on the task of helping the sister out over there, and I would have her come. And then he says, well, baby, I kind of don't want my things exposed like that. I kind of like my privacy. So hold on. Hold on.
I know, that was a grieving process.
Hold on. I'm still grieving. So what it took my housekeeper 3 hours to do would take me 3 days to do. Because that ain't my strong suit. And I clean very well. But then I got to organize when I clean and clean when I organize, and I'm not organized. So by the time I'm done, it need to be done all over again. I want to go through the house with a garbage bag and throw
Yes.
Sorry.
We don't have the patience for that.
I want to throw everything away. That's where I am right now. I just want to throw everything away. And so, yeah. Is marriage work? Yes, because you got these conditions that you're not used to working under. That's a lot of pressure. I got to be the CEO. I got to be the wife, the cook, the lover, and the housekeeper. And be cute while doing it.
See, that's your stipulation. I don't have that stipulation. But yes, there's a lot of roles and hats that we wear and worries. But you take on their stuff too.
And then I'm
so
still
it's not
a
just
minister.
your stuff.
Then
Now
I'm
you
still
got
a
your stuff
minister.
and their stuff.
And the conferences. And I gotta clean the house. There's some disparity going on here.
Disparity going on there. Yes, we need to have a conference.
Yeah.
Yes. So it's a lot that goes into, which is why you shouldn't just rush into marriage. But there's a lot that goes into being a wife, being a husband. It's very different from the fantasy that they sell you
It's
in the
work.
movies.
Yes.
And a lot of us, at least of my age, we didn't see the real because our parents kept stuff behind closed doors. They didn't argue in front of us.
Yes.
They didn't have certain conversations in front of us. And so everything it appeared on the surface to be, that's easy.
Well, nah, cause see, so I always tell a story. My mother married when I was a teenager, but but before she get remarried, because my father died when I was a year and a month old, so I was a baby. She moved in with her folks, and I always thought my granddaddy was a little odd.
You are funny.
He was hilarious. I mean, he was a great provider, but dude was a pretty weird guy.
Okay.
And so he made me think that men were just strange.
Okay.
You know, I really did. He set the standard of strange for men for me. And then my mother married my stepfather. He was a little strange too. And then I watched my uncles, and they were a little strange too.
You are funny.
Wait a minute. Then I married my ex-husband. So by then I understood men were just strange. And so that was just something that we just had to deal with. And my girlfriend would say, you don't get brains and balls. But I realized that it is possible. You can get both. Like, I think I have both this time. You can actually have someone who can actually think and, and be a male.
Exist.
They do exist. They can. Yeah. It's a sacrifice.
So, depending on your background, my background, my dad was the cool one. His feathers didn't get ruffled. He was even keeled all the time. And then my mother she was calm, but she could be not. So she was wild. In their relationship, she was a wild card. So
wow. So wait a minute. I did not say that the women were easy. They had got motor mouth syndrome really bad. It was really bad. They talk too much.
So the women in your family talked a lot.
Way too much.
Talk back.
Way too much.
And so the women in my family did not. I had most of them were homemakers. I'm going to use the word docile because for the most part, they went with the flow of whatever the man had going on. And I didn't see that a lot of resistance or talk back, or I didn't see that. Mm-hmm. So I felt like I'm a weirdo. Because I came in the world on fire.
Where women's live, doggone.
What? Who? When? Where? Why? Oh, no. No, we ain't having it. And my opinion was encouraged by my father, which probably added fuel to the fire because I felt like I could say anything.
Yeah. And my dad had my back.
And my dad, yeah. For sure, 100%. Mm-hmm. He was going to co-sign it. Mm-hmm. But then when you enter into a marriage with someone who has the traditional values of your parents, mm-hmm. That's like, whoa, hold on now. Who you talking to? What? That's work to have to figure those dynamics out.
So, and not only is it work for me, but hold on, it is so much work for my husband. Like, I try to make it easy for him to do the work.
I was gonna say, I
try
to do the work.
I try to make it easy for him to do the work, but every now and then, I told you it's in my blood. So sometimes I gotta make a point, and I gotta make it twice, and then I just gotta express it. And he was like, and especially if I get a little excited with it, he'd be like, I'm not matching energy with you. I said, oh, you gonna get it tonight, baby. Ooh.
Argument over.
What am I gonna say? I'm not matching it. I said, oh, but I could just see him some days how he'll just end the conversation, or I'll say something that he just doesn't agree with or don't get a right response. I see how he'll end the conversation, or he'll say, I can tell with the energy that you meeting me with, if I say anything else, this conversation is going to go all wrong. I said, oh, you going to get it? Pull over. Pull over. Pull over.
Melanie is something else, y'all. Anyway, yes. So it's work on both. Both people are working.
Yes, it is so much work. It is so much work. Mm-hmm.
But you're working for peace. You're working for a resolution. You're working to become one.
Yes. Constantly.
Constantly.
To becoming one. Learning how to walk together. That is such a task. Learning how to walk, learning how to agree in the face of disagreement. That's work. Like, even when I don't agree with you, I respect you enough to allow you to have your own view and as a woman and still lead us. Even though I'm in complete disagreement with that tactic, I trust how you live your life and the choices that you made. So I'm trusting you with us. And better yet, I'm trusting God with you. Yeah, that's work. That's work. And men move differently than us.
Yeah.
And I'm like the go, get it. And he like, slow down. And so I'm constantly, when I'm used to making things happen, I gotta ask some permission or had a conversation. And then when I don't, he says, you say you want to be a partner, but you have to allow someone to be that to you. Oh, nigga. You gonna get it again.
There's a lot of getting it going on. But yes, that is work when you don't agree and you have to come to a decision to compromise or stand down.
Yes. And then in a marriage, a lot of times, it's in your best interest to just stand down. You know? Just agree. Like, all right, have your way. Do what you want to do. You know? The conversations that I have in my head that I don't have out loud, my head's a very safe space. If I said what I said, then, yeah, I was so discord. So that self-control part of marriage. But how many people do we see with healthy marriages enough that they actually exhibit self-control most of the time and don't have to just own agenda? You know, I think that a lot of times people want to be married today, and I think you talked about this in the beginning, but they're not even sure of all the work. They want to be married and want to have a partner because they want help. And not understanding that we're helpers one to another and that you were meant to be the help and sex ain't the help. Now, I want my husband to get it, but
Part of the help.
help him keep his mind right.
Because for most men, that is like the number one priority.
Who?
Maybe number two, next to their money. They want their money and sex.
But they don't want to choose a wife based on sex.
No,
like, it's a convenience that...
Not to choose the wife of sex, but I'm saying that's like, if the money's messed up, a lot is going to be messed up. If you ain't getting no sex, it's not going to be good for anybody.
I don't know. Listen,
you don't know.
I'm available.
Oh, my God. Here she go. Here she go again. Oh, gosh.
I'm available.
Okay, this is what I was told anyway, because I'm not a man. They want peace.
Peace.
They want sex. And they want their money to be right.
All right. So, I can offer peace.
You can offer peace.
I can offer sex.
Uh-huh.
But I've been spending his money lately.
And he want it back. Did you want to spend it all? Why? Look up.
Oh, no.
Why you not spend it all?
Why
won't you spend it all?
Because it compromises the peace.
That's the point that I'm trying to make.
He all right, long as he got a little stash somewhere. He good when he got a little stash somewhere. When the stash start dwindling, yeah. But you know what? I realize that he gets better. Like God is still alone. Like, yeah. But
So maybe on his part, he has to learn how to trust that what you're doing is not going to be to his detriment, but you're going to multiply so that he could trust you with the money without feeling some kind of way.
So we've had an interesting dynamic in our relationship because when we first started, it's been an interesting almost 4 years now. When we first started dating, got married, I had plenty of money. And then in the midst of us dating, I lost everything and had to rebuild the first facility and then start a second facility. And so he's watching me throughout these transitions. And so I didn't even realize what I had in a husband until I needed him in that way. And so talk about, is it work? At that point, then I had to understand that God sent him to me and somebody that could actually put in the work and was willing. And so it becomes work on every party because you never know how you're going to need your spouse and their ability to show up until you're most vulnerable, you know? And so it was different because he's watched me have everything, lose everything, rebuild, and still have to stand there and cover me in the process. But he sees that I have not stopped. Mm-hmm. And so he sees a tenacity in me that he can support. And so it's a different dynamic because, anybody you see going that hard, then you say, okay, I need to get behind this. Mm-hmm. And so even though at times it has cost him, and it costs him, but anytime you attach to somebody and you only reaping the rewards, it's great to see that he was willing to put in the work and make the sacrifice. And make the sacrifice. But he had to put in the work. Is it work? It was work for him. Mm. Because I heard him say one time, somebody asked him why he hadn't gotten married since the time he was a kid, because he got married when he was a kid and divorced. He said, because I ain't met a woman yet that could out-cook me, clean me, out-hustle me. So here I am, like, oh, no, I need this nigga. But then to realize that I could need him and he could show up and it wasn't the end. Mm-hmm. And even now, the longer that we've been married, it's like, it's okay for me to need him. Not to drain him. Mm-hmm. Because sometimes women see a man as a check and okay. And I'm tired of women talking about they want a man when actually they want a sponsor.
But
y'all making bad reps for women out here in these streets that's trying to actually get them somebody.
Okay, but there's also the men that don't have anything else to offer but that.
But money?
Yeah.
Y'all need a dating site.
They have one.
I need to be sponsored.
Ain't that what the OnlyFans is? OnlyFans? Yeah. I think that's what it's called.
Yeah, sponsors.
Sponsors, basically.
Sponsors.com. So somebody take that idea and run with it. For all y'all women out there, or men, because there's some men out there that need some sponsors.
But the world of the sugar daddies and the sugar babies, that's what that's about.
Yeah, sponsors.
It's a whole culture for that.
I'm gonna send them to that. What's the site? Somebody put it in the comments. Let me know what those sites are so I can refer a friend.
You gotta go find them young people. They know what it is.
Them young people. Yeah, because some of these ancient folks still trying to get them some sponsors, talking about they want them a man. I need a man. I need some help. Wait a minute. You going into that backwards. That ain't gonna work long.
But isn't that where what do you bring to the table come from? The man bring the money, and then the woman bring
the bills. I'm not sure.
I think that is what happened in a lot of relationships. The woman brought the bills, the debt, and then the man is supposed to take over all of that.
So he married a kid.
And basically put her up, and then she takes care of the house and give him the sex.
That's what kind of foreign nation?
Look.
So is that really what's happening in the world?
I don't know. That's what happening.
Was I supposed to want a captain save him? I'm just saying.
I don't know how frequently it's happening now.
So
in some circles, that is still happening.
When I was a child, I spake as a child. But when I grew up, I put away childish things. I realized that I was waiting on somebody to come to my rescue, and Mr. Perfect come in on his white horse. And I was the white horse that God had given me everything I needed to tend to me. Mm-hmm. And women, we want a man to come and help us, but the scenario that when Eve came on the scene, everything was made. Yes, that is true. It was the beginning. It was. When Adam showed up, all he did was name some stuff. I mean, how much? So funny. I'm saying it was the beginning. And so as the Bible progresses, it's the reason why they have the example of the virtuous woman. And say, who can find her? Now that's what a valuable woman looks like. But a woman that can be so virtuous, y'all waiting on a man to come and buy y'all out?
Yeah, some of them are.
I don't understand why your power has a dollar sign on it when a man can come and take care of you and you sit down on your power and say, I'm not going to make us explosive. No, it's just the power of one, his money, not our money. Not what we can do together, but now I want to be kept. Instead of saying, okay, now we're going to take what we have and multiply it and leave an inheritance for our children's children and talk about generational stuff. We're so consumed in the now. And so marriage is work. Why? Because we're building something, not just something that's for now, but we're building legacy, because the whole intent of marriage is to be fruitful, to multiply, and to replenish. And so if we only focus on now, what does the multiplication look like in that?
I hope you enjoyed this episode of Conversations with Jen and Mel. Please join us every Monday at 8 p.m. for new episodes on Facebook, YouTube, Rick.tv, and the Rick TV app by way of Apple TV, Fire TV, and Roku. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Join us again next time on Conversations with Jen and Mel.
Dreaming of your own TV show or podcast? Now's your chance to turn that vision into reality. Right here on Rick TV. On Rick TV, your voice isn't just heard, it's seen. Broadcast your content to the world on Roku, Amazon Fire, and Apple TV. That's right, your show, your brand, your spotlight, stream to millions. Whether you're a business, artist, speaker, or influencer, we give you the platform, the tools, and the exposure. Create it, stream it, own your moment. Contact us today at 2485-139933. Get started today with Rick TV, where your vision comes to life.